Hi, first graders. It's Miss Keller. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you are enjoying watching Mrs. Fakina and Mrs. Wetstein's videos. So today we are going to be reading a story. The story we are going to be reading is Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. So while I am reading the story, I'm going to ask you some questions. What I want you to do when I ask the question, I want you to pause the video and answer the question. You can answer the question in your head, you can talk about it out loud, or you can share your answer with a grown-up, whatever you choose. Once you are finished answering the question, I want you to play the video and we will go over the answer, okay? Perfect. So let's get started. Our story, Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. Molly Lou Melon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can and the world will look up to you." So, she did. Molly Lou Melon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big and the world will smile right alongside you." So, she did. So, first graders, what have we learned about Molly Lou Melon? What kind of characteristics? What does she look like? I want you to pause the video and talk about it. Okay, I hope you had a really good time talking about your answers. So, we have learned that Molly Lou Melon is short, right? She's the shortest girl in first grade, and she has buck teeth. We can see in this picture, her front teeth are very long. That's sometimes called buck teeth. Okay, good job, thank you. Molly Lou Melon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So, she did. What else do we learn about Molly? How does she feel about the sound of her voice? Talk about it and pause the video. Right, welcome back. So we learned that Miss Molly has a voice, right, that sounds like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. So her voice might sound kind of funny. But what does she do? She loves her voice, and her grandma told her voice is beautiful. Good. Molly Lou Melon was often fumble-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself and the world will believe in you too." Boys and girls, what does it mean to be fumble-fingered? Okay, pause the video and talk about it. Hi. Well, when we look at being fumble-fingered, let's look at the pictures and try to figure it out. So what do we see here? We see a stack of dishes, right? And then when we learn Miss Molly was fumble-fingered, what happened to the dishes? Right, they're all broken. So being fumble-fingered can maybe mean she's a little clumsy. She might have broken the dishes because they might have slipped out of her fingers. Right, good. So she did believe in herself. Then Molly Lou Melon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends and start in a new school. So first graders, how did Molly's life change? What did she do? Think about it. That's right, she moved to a new school. I know some of you have moved to new schools too, and it can kind of be scary and a hard thing, but you know what? Miss Molly will find new classmates and have a great time, right? On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Melon caught the football and ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Wow, she's good," and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky-Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Melon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. So in this picture and in this part of the story, we see that Ronald called Molly some not very nice names. What did he call Molly in this part of the story? How would you feel if someone called you names like this? Think about it. Okay, so we know that Ronald called Molly Bucky-Tooth Beaver. So that's not a very nice name. But look, Molly didn't let it get to her. She didn't get upset. She made the most out of it, and all of the kids thought she was so cool. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a silly duck, honk honk." Molly Lou Melon sang out a quack so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Melon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. All the children oohed and ahed, even Ronald. On the fifth day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Melon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. Why do you think that Ronald changed his mind about Molly? Pause it and we'll talk about it. I bet you had some really great answers. I wonder if Ronald saw that all the other students and all the other children thought Molly was very sweet and very cool and had such great qualities about her, and they wanted to be her friend. So maybe Ronald also wanted to be her friend. That night, Molly Lou Melon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. "Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Melon." So we see that Molly's grandma always told her wonderful things about her and to be confident in who she was and to love all the qualities about her. So what I want you to do now, I want you to take out a piece of paper and some coloring things, some crayons, colored pencils, markers, whatever you have, and I want you to draw some qualities about you, something that you think is wonderful about you. And I want you to draw it, write a sentence. You can do these about someone that is in your class. You can do it about yourself. But I want you just to write a positive statement about yourself or your family member, a friend, a classmate, and then draw a picture with it. Then I want you to send your pictures, take a picture of it, send your pictures to Mrs. Fakine, and she'll share them with me and I'll be able to see them. Okay, I hope you're doing well. Goodbye.